I used to like anime back in 2013 when I first stumbled upon it on YouTube on my now dead iPad. Though I did not understand the language and some of the suggestive jokes, I still enjoyed it with its striking fight scenes, interesting stories, the plot, and it was something I had never seen before. It gave me the happiness and excitement that I had never had from any TV show I grew up with. The thing was, I do not have a friend in my life that was into anime. I thought no one knows about anime, so I just don't talk about it in school that much. Until grade 8, I realized people watch anime. Some of my friends watch a bit of anime, and some of them just know a bit, but it never made me geek out about anime. Until somewhere around 2018, when the first spark of me geeking out of anime backfired. Before we get right into the meat and potatoes, I should explain some stuff before I jump right into it. I got 2 cases of teachers that legit made me question, should I like anime and should I keep watching it? The first case was the grade 7 coordinator. Basically, the boys in our grade were caught doing stuff on their iPad during lunch times, so all the boys in our grade were forced to give their iPads to do an investigation into our iPads, which sounds quite sketchy. Like, looking into someone's personal property does not sound legal, but we were forced to do it anyways. It was not all at once. He would pick us at random at any time, trying to find anything inappropriate in our iPad. He would search every single thing on our iPads, including photos, applications, and even the browser history. He would be up your ass even if something like a clickbait thumbnail on YouTube, which back then was very prevalent with videos like pranks gone wrong and other stuff like that. So what happened was he checked into 5 iPads at a time and in front of us told us if we were screwed or not. Back then I was really into anime and Pokemon, so most of my stuff on my iPad would be anime and Pokemon. When he was reading out iPad passcodes to know which iPad belonged to that person, he would comment on what contents were in the iPads. When it got to my iPad, he legit, right in front of me, said, "Your iPad has a lot of childish things. Grow up." That isn't really what he said, but it was something similar to that. I just don't have a good memory with it. I did not get anything bad happen to me, but that's just what he said really stuck with me for a long time. Just something that always plays into my mind every now and then. The second case was an older lady who was my English teacher in grade 10. I was trying to finish up my IT assignment at lunch. It was some assignment where you have to make pictures in Photoshop. I was pretty bad at it. At that time, I couldn't think of what picture to make with the tools, so I made a minimalist art of Kirby activating Giga Drill Break. So the teacher walked by the computer area because she was on library duty or something like that, and legit stopped at me and told me something like, "You should not be making anime stuff," and in a condensing tone tried to tell me it's not cool to like anime and should make something else. The instant she stopped talking, I said that I made other pictures as well that isn't anime just to justify to the teacher that I'm not some child. She did not care what I said at all. That made me really feel bad about liking anime. These 2 cases are the starting catalyst that made me dislike anime. Fast forward to grade 11 to where it really started. At that time I was slowing down on watching anime because anime does not slap like it used to. But I still will have a love for anime. There was something called PM, which on that day was a study session. I heard a bunch of people, guys and girls, talking about animes. I was shocked that people were talking about anime, so I joined in a convo thinking I can get along with them. Though they're only talking about mainstream anime, I was happy and was agreeing with their opinion, until they mentioned Assassination Classroom. They were talking about how amazing it was. For me, it was a good show, but in my opinion, I felt like it was overrated because it did not stick out to me. The characters are super forgettable apart from like 3 to 4 characters, and it did not leave an impact. They looked at me, then bashed me by saying your opinion doesn't matter and other mean things about my taste because they thought that I hated Assassination Classroom. Like, what? I just said it was overrated, not bad. I told them that, but they didn't listen to me just because of what I said before. Like, really? I can't have my own opinion? The situation is like talking to a brick wall that only allows the most boring and positive opinions in. I'm gonna stop here before I lose my mind for good reasons. I really don't have a bad mood today. In grade 12, I cannot watch anime as I used to do before. It was at the point where I struggled finishing a single episode. I was on edge on liking and disliking it because I'm so tired of seeing the same old predictable cliches and tropes that I've seen in the past 200 anime. I was on edge till I had a conversation with 2 girls. No names are going to be said, and I refuse to say their names in the first place. So I'm going to call them Lobotomy and Oholiba. Let's start with Lobotomy. I do not remember many situations with her, but every time it involves anime, not only does she angers me, it shows how little knowledge of anime she has. Like, yes, she knows some obscure series, but it wasn't much. Her opinion was the least offensive and basic ass things you could say, but she really hates my opinions, which wholeheartedly is trash and ironic in a way, but I feel like she's trying to physically assault me. The best way to describe how I feel when I talk to her is getting a lobotomy, hence the name I gave her, lobotomy. Oholiba, on the other hand, is not a prostitute, but is one person I despise, so I chose that name. Before I start, I should mention that my English is whack. I speak what my friend described as sounded like a Chinese MF who heard English and was trying to imitate it. That was really hard to say. It was so bad at times that nobody understood what I said, and sometimes it took the what I said the wrong way. And yes, this is important to the story. To explain it in words, let's go back to my memories that I've been trying to exploit with anger for the last couple of years. I don't remember how we got to the topic, but first of all, talking to a bin bird was my first mistake. It was a normal morning before school where somehow we got into a conversation about anime. I said something along the lines of, I feel like we should stop pumping out anime so much and focus on quality over quantity. So, you think animators should not get paid? Wait, what? I didn't say that. After this incident, she would not listen to what I say. That really annoys me to this day. Sorry that my English isn't that good and I'm bad at explaining things, but I clearly didn't say that anime should work for free. I just don't want them to pump out anime which legit ruins their physical and mental health with overwork while getting underpaid. Like the work conditions of Studio Ufotable and Kyoani. And yes, pumping out anime can get you some quick cash, but having an anime that slaps hard is much better for the long run. But I really should go back to the story before I keep rambling on about the work conditions and also the stuff about anime studios. After the incident, she legit spread the false information to everyone, even my friends. They questioned me about it, and luckily they understood my point of view, and they know how bad I am at explaining things. I think at that point, other than my friends who cares about anime, no one listens to me and my anime takes anymore. And they judge me and my taste in anime. The nail in the coffin that decided my fate with liking anime is what Lobotomy said when I was criticizing anime. You hate anime, don't you? You know what? I do. And you guys killed it for me. That sounds like a shallow reason why I chose that decision, but I just had enough with anime with the amount of crap I was given from them. Looking back at it now, if I was smart, I would have said that you can't love something without criticizing something, but I cannot change the past, and the amount of hate towards them changed my opinions with anime. I can't enjoy anime as anime now. I legit dragged my life out of watching anime. I now only dabble a bit into it, but now I just don't classify them as anime, but as mere shows. There is a reason why I'm actually talking about my experience with toxic anime fans. Other than venting out my frustrations while getting a lobotomy from the amount of pain writing this script, and also from recording this. Holy crap, recording it actually really hurts. My headache's getting worse and worse every time I keep talking about it. I'm going to make a new series on my channel where I go back to the past and watch anime shows I've watched and talked about them from a former anime fan. Starting with